So it also pulls that thumb back behind the flute, which brings the wrist up a little bit and allows your fingers to sit nice and flat on the keys, not on the tips of the fingers. It needs to be flat like that, so that when you have those plugs out, you can cover the plugs. Okay.
What's proper hand position for your fingers laying on the keys? Because I see that very often.
Like this.
So I'm just going to bring that in nice and close so everyone can see, because I get a lot of...
You don't want that.
Yeah, I see that often.
And you don't want back too far. When you have your whole, and of course I have a couple of plugs, I've got some arthritis issues, but when you have your plugs open, you've got to cover them completely, as a clarinet players have to do. You can't have it like this or on the tips, then you're actually uncovering there at the front, so you want it nice and flat.
So that's good training for the future, even when they have plugs, to be able to adapt
and you
later.
can push those plugs down just slightly so that you can feel the rim and feel exactly where to keep your finger.
Oh, that's smart.
But you want it nice and, as I say, like puppet hand, not claw hand.
Having keys regulated and adjusted and making sure that they're going to play properly, and sealing and making sure they're all doing the right thing. Can you just show us from a height standpoint? And I'm zooming in on your flute right now, so it looks like your key height is, I mean, almost perfect. That's pretty impressive. So if you press down on one key that has some interdependent keys, they should seal up.
Right.
And that creates good flute sound versus...
Exactly. And it's very important that it seals properly all the way around when it's pressed down. Like if this one presses this one. If it's leaking at all, then it's not going to play, even for a professional, and therefore, especially a beginner or intermediate student thinks, oh, I sound awful. Might as well not even practice.
Right.
Well, yeah, your flute doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I've heard that time and again. So yeah,
kind of important for it to work, or you might as well not even play it.
Sure.
But yeah, and going back to your position on the key, if you always are hitting in the front of the key and you have bad hand position, guess what? The pad's going to wear away on that side much quicker than in the back. Therefore, you're going to need it adjusted more often. So it's a good idea to have good hand position, not only so you don't end up with carpal tunnel, but to keep your flute in good alignment and proper, sealing, so that you don't have those leaks.
And one of the things I suggest all the time, I mean, you're suggesting the thumb port there, which is great as a suggestion to be able to help encourage proper hand position. But who I'm in front of right now is the best way to actually make sure that you're doing it right, is to have an accountability coach or a private lesson teacher, which is the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to have somebody to help you really get there. You got to have a specialist.
Yeah, you can. The proper teacher can fix some stuff pretty quickly and give pointers like that might not go unnoticed in a band situation, because band directors they have 200 kids or whatever in front of them every day, and they can't get to every single person.
Sure.
And a lot of times band directors are not flute players, which flute is completely different than any other instrument.